Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tony, and this is ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show, the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. Hi, I'm so happy to meet you this week because I've got a lot of exciting news for you. Remember that some time ago we told you that we had been nominated for TV Personality of the Year. Well, to God be the glory, we won that award. So as you see me right now, I am the reigning TV Personality of the Year. I'm the one reigning right now, and I really feel good because it wouldn't have been possible without all of you, your votes, and the way you reacted to my posts, because all those things were considered. How do we engage? How do people respond when you send these posts? And you've all been very amazing, and I want to say a very, very big thank you. I know you are looking forward to see some pictures. Yes, I took pictures and I would like to show them to you. So that's me rocking my award, and that's Dr. Ira, our regular doctor here on African Women's Voices show. She became the brand influencer of the year. See me taking a pose. And do you love my dress? I told you that my stylist has put together something really lovely, and she did it. Our Fariwa Styles really made me look really, really good. And you know, it's fantastic. And that's our Fariwa. For those of you who have not seen her, she is the first, you know, on the other side, and we both of us flanked my husband, Lawson Tony, who came to support on that day. In fact, it was really a wonderful day for me, and I felt really good. Thank you all for making me win this TV Personality of the Year award. And as usual, we discuss on the show who is our woman crush this Wednesday. And there's one woman across Africa that a lot of people were celebrating. And we felt like, yes, we need to highlight this person and also celebrate her again on ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. She's no other person than Kate Henshaw. She clocked 50 and she really rocked social media with her dance moves and almost perfect body. So let's take a look at Kate Henshaw, who is our WCW. Doesn't she look gorgeous? But you could tell that she really works out. So it means that once you hit the gym and you get that fitness of yours, rock it. You know, one thing is that you also don't need to be like, you know, a size 10 or size 12. You could rock it even in my body. I know I'm not a size 10 or 12, but I feel really good in my body. I exercise and I make sure that at least I'm able to do what I need to do. So happy birthday once again to you, Kate Henshaw. So African Women's Voices show is proudly brought to you by very responsible brands, Chana Shito, which is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. So if you want to eat any food in Ghana, you need to add our special spice delicacy, and that's Chana Shito. If you've not tried it, I need you to go to the nearest vendor and ask them specifically for Chana Shito. It goes with rice dishes, it goes with beans, it goes with gari, it goes with fried egg, it goes with bread, it goes with even salad. Have you tried Chana Shito and salad? Vegetable salad specifically. If you haven't, please try it out and you definitely let me know that you enjoyed it. I also have Awo's hair, who has always made me look good. Awo, thank you so much for this very pixie kind of hair. I love it so much and I like the look it's giving to me. I feel really regal. And wow, do you see my sleeves? I've got these vintage sleeves and I love it so much. Afariwa Styles, she understands what I like. She's able to just tell, I think this is going to look good on Eunice, knowing very well her preferences. And she's got this beautiful outfit for me. You need to go to her shop to be able to get a very beautiful outfit for yourself. And it's not for only women. Both men and women have got the chance to get very nice contemporary outfits from Afariwa Styles. If you just log on to Facebook and type in afariwa.styles or Instagram, you get to see all the beautiful things that she's got. You can also go to her shop or to her showroom, which is located in Osu, and another one is on the Teshi Rasta Road, and it's just by the roadside. It's not difficult to locate at all. Her phone number is also at the base of your screen so that you get to, give her a call and let her know you're even coming ahead of time. Delivery services are very, very possible, and they are already made outfits. What I like about it is that once you go in, you fit it. If it works, you're on the move. Nice. So coming to our tomato mix partner is no other person than Lizzie's Tomato Mix. So for that very delicious jollof rice, that light soup, that garden egg stew, that okra stew, and that bean stew, anything that you need to have tomatoes in, you just need to get your Lizzie's Tomato Mix and the difference will be clear. Thank you so much, all my responsible brands who are making it possible. And if you want to join the team of the responsible brands who are sponsoring African Women's Voices Show, it's very, very easy. Just give us a call and we'll take you through what the packages look like. So I'm going to be linking you right now to the 60 seconds update segment where we tell you what's happening with women in Africa and across the world. After we come back, we get to meet our guest who is ready to unleash every information she's got about starting up a business. So do not go away.
Teenage pregnancy remains a big challenge in Ghana, and data from the annual Ghana Health Service statistics on this is very alarming. But there is a very healthy development as a victim of rape and teenage pregnancy. Ernestina Akosia Apwa, who has been able to pull through the situation, has established a foundation that takes care of 400 teenage girls in the Abra Asebu Kwamankese district. Currently, she has put some of the girls back into junior and senior high schools and supporting majority of the 400 girls in apprenticeship. Ernestina says the girls are vulnerable, and if they are allowed to remain in their current situation, men would still prey on them and get them pregnant again. Yvonne Nelson, Ghana's favorite actress, is said to have tied a knot with an Italian man at a secret wedding. According to reports, the event happened 2 weeks ago. However, Yvonne Nelson has not commented on the report yet to confirm or deny it. A Ghanaian-based Nigerian blogger first reported the news, congratulating one of the Africa's finest actors on his blog. The highly secured ceremony took place 2 weeks ago, and to many, instead of being shocked, rather shared congratulatory messages on their pages.
And you're all welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices Show. We'll keep you posted about what's going on in the life of Yvonne Nelson. I know it's coming as a shock to a lot of you, but I mean, people have got their lives, and once they find love, we would like to celebrate them, especially when they have contributed to national development. So it's time for us to begin to talk about starting up a business. You see, it's very normal for a lot of women to decide that, okay, I want to start a business. I'm tired of having to do the 8 to 5. I have to wake up so early, 3 a.m. because there's traffic. If I don't get to work at 8 a.m., then my boss is going to be angry with me. I am really tired of having to work for people. I want to start my own business. However, there are certain questions that you need to be able to ask yourselves to know whether you are ready to have your own business. A lot of times we do not think about these things. We just feel like, okay, I'm enterprising. I like to sell. I like to meet people. So I must be a very good entrepreneur. Well, our guest today is going to let us know if that's the right thing to do or not. So ladies and gentlemen, join me as we make welcome Yaa Enima. Yaa, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Yaa Enima is also the CEO of Green Essentials. So could you tell us what Green Essentials actually is about?
Right, so Green Essentials is, let me call it a startup, of course.
Okay.
We're talking about starting a business.
Yep.
So I'm into the manufacturing of liquid detergents, and then we also do cosmetics. So we have some like skin lotions, we have shea butter lotions, we have black soap body lotions, shower gels.
Okay.
And then we have cleaning detergents. So we have like bleach, we have floor cleaners, we have acid, things to clean the house, window cleaners and things like that. So there's it's like a detergent line, and then there's like a cosmetic line. So that's what Green Essentials is about.
But I was going to say, I like your skin. It looks really flawless. So you mean you use your Green Essentials?
Oh, why not?
Hey.
By all means. and mind you, Green Essentials is like all natural. That was the focus. I started with just doing like the natural products. So like shea butter lotions, incorporating coconuts and everything natural. And then eventually, you know, we had to also look at the other side, which was a cleaning detergent, because I could do those things as well. So that's how Green Essentials actually started. It started with the skincare products and going like green or natural with the skin.
Amazing. I'm still enjoying the look on your face. It looks really nice.
Thank
And the fact
you.
that the color really is also lovely. A lot of times people get to use products that they are told that they are all natural. But before you
Exactly.
know it, it's beginning to bleach you. But if we look at how
Exactly.
your skin is turning out, you can really tell that this is really good on you.
And one thing that people really take for granted in this country is black soup, which is our alata semina. It works like magic.
It works like
Seriously
magic.
works like magic. And most people just like, oh, and blah, blah, blah. But however, you know, there are certain instances where truly people use it and then they have issues with their skin because of how the woman actually produced
Prepared
it.
it.
But the way I do it, you know, so that it's balanced. We're balancing, make sure that the pH is balanced so it's okay for your skin. So
Amazing.
you have to buy Green
So,
Essentials.
so yeah, they've got to get Green Essentials, definitely. So I want them to at least know a little bit about you.
Right.
And yeah, Enima Dansumisa is the mother of 2.
Right.
Does she look it? No. And she just hit the 4th floor. Does she look it? No. And she's into catering. She's been into catering for years before she started her soap production business, which is Green Essentials. She took a break from it and went into banking for 2 years. She left banking and started Green Essentials full time. And the amazing journey has been really wonderful. One thing I noticed about her, or like that stood out for me, is the fact that she's got employees, but she's got more women under her that she's training and grooming to also be able to, you know, better their lives, and also tell the story about how you can start your own business and be able to be successful around it. Thank you very much for what you're doing for women. Thank you. All right, so when I did my intro, I talked about the fact that people always want to go into their own business because they want to be their own bosses. But certain questions are very necessary for us to ask. Could you take us through some of these questions, maybe about 5 of them that we could note?
Note. Okay, so thank you once again for having me here. And good evening to viewers, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
good evening.
Me, I'm old school, so I have my stuff on
Oh,
paper.
please, feel free.
Okay, so let me just put it out that I am not like an expert on starting a business. So I've started my business, so I can give you my point of view, right? Okay. So what, sorry. So if you're starting a business, right? Well, for me, first of all, maybe you should be passionate about whatever it is that you want to do,
Okay.
right? But the things that it's probably, you know, you have this talent from birth. You know, there are people who can naturally sew. Somebody can just do your hair, but, you know, they haven't had any training. Okay. So a business can be born out of your talent, your gift, or maybe me, for instance, when I cooked, I used to cook. No, I didn't have any training. My mom used to cook. So after school, there wasn't anything to do. So I just picked that up. So I
Okay.
could do it. So that I did that business for maybe I think about 5 years. It really wasn't something I was passionate about. But I started a business because my mom did it, and then I just continued. So a business can start based on whatever reason that you're starting this business, right? Okay. So that's it for me. That what interest do you have in starting the business? Is it because you like doing it, you're passionate about it? Okay. For me, I'll go with you like doing it or you're passionate, or it's a gift that you get freely. Because
Okay.
people have 2 or more talents most of the time. Okay. So it's something that you have to like. Because if you don't like doing something, that's when the stress starts building up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, so eventually you're getting stressed out. Like when I went to the banking sector, for instance,
Yes.
I was seriously getting stressed. It was fine. Everybody was okay. And I just realized that it wasn't for me. So it's becoming more stressful every day, right? So this is something that I'm good with my hands. Maybe that's my gift. Or practical things I'm good with. So that's how I started my business. So that is number 1 for me.
For you.
Why you're going into
You
this
need to be
thing.
passionate
You need to
about
be
it.
passionate. And you know, something that's not going to stress you out, because there's more stress that's going to follow. Okay. So then once we've been through, you know, that thing that, okay, I'm passionate about something. Then you want to ask, okay, is this something that you can do? because people start a business and they really can't do it. Maybe somebody wants to open, like a hairdressing salon, but they can't really do hair. So the plan is, okay, I'll get a shop, I have money, I can get a shop, I can get people in there to come and do it for me. It's fine, because maybe you have the money. But then don't forget that you can't do it yourself. So if you're going to rely on these people, then you really need to have like a serious structure or process. So that if the person who you are relying on leaves, it means you're stuck.
Yeah.
So ideally, I prefer that if you're doing something, you know how to do it yourself. It's not always the case, because people start things every day and they do move forward. But if it's small, like me, for instance, that I just decided, I did the soap thing, I think after 1 year of starting that, I went into banking, then I did it for 2 years, and I left banking. Right. So at least me, I could do it. So if you want to start and it's small and it's just you, it's in your own interest to know how to do it. Do you understand? Okay. And baby, you go today, I'm sick. Even when you know how to do it yourself and you have people, you still have issues with people coming in, I can't come today, I have this. And then that means that you'll be stuck. But if you know how to do it yourself, and sometimes they're even careful, because if you don't come, she'll do it. So what's your problem? Aha. So in your interest, you should know how to do the things or whatever it is that you want to get into. Unless maybe you have money and you have a proper structure and process ready, that's also fine. But for me, I think that you need the skill set, understand the process, and then that you're not going to rely on people only.
Stages. So now I just want to remind viewers where we are right now. So number one, you need to be passionate. You need to like what it is that you're going to be doing. And then secondly, you need to have the skill set. It will save you money and save you a lot of excuses, because if you don't really know much about it, the person can decide not to show up and then you're stranded. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, we get to hear the other 3 aspects of the questions that you need to ask yourself. To stay tuned. You're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. We're talking about starting a business, and already Yainima has shared insight as per what she feels you need to ask yourself if you want to start a business. 1, am I passionate? 2, have I got the skill set? So we'll be hearing 3, 4, and 5 from her. So Yainima, please take it away.
Okay, so number 3, then you want to ask yourself, whatever it is that you're putting out there or want to start, is the market available or ready for it? Because there are certain things that I don't want to mention any business to say, oh, I'm starting this. But there are certain things that may not necessarily sell, maybe in your jurisdiction where you find yourself, or even maybe in Africa. There are certain things that if you want to do here and go to the top, it's not going to happen in Ghana, because that's not where the market is. Like if you want to be a supermodel, for instance, I mean, that's in Paris, it's in New York. So if you're in Ghana here and the dream is, oh, I want to become like a big supermodel, it's most likely it should happen in Paris or New York, because that's where they're catwalking and paying God knows how many dollars, right? So you want to be sure that whatever it is that you want to start, the market, there's a ready market for it. Do you understand?
So that means you need to identify the need there. When you identify the need, it will help you to know that, okay, this need is here, so there's going to be a market for it.
Exactly.
So a lot of times people don't identify the need.
Yeah, because
like, okay, I just want to do it.
Something may come out, but maybe one is saturated already. So at the time, maybe depending on where you find yourself and you're just going to start small, maybe you want to wait or maybe switch. Or maybe there isn't even a need at all. If you may start and it wouldn't sell, and maybe you want to go into some exotic something, is too expensive, it's this, you put it there and nobody really is interested. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that I want to start, service, products, is something that people need.
Yeah.
So the market has to be available for whatever you're starting. Just because I can do it doesn't mean that if I start, it will fly. Yeah, maybe you're better off working with somebody with that skill, somewhere than maybe deciding to start. So you want to observe the market. But then again, like I'm saying, is the market ready for whatever I want to do? Do you understand?
Yes.
So, I mean, that's it for me. And then, when we come to 4, then we're looking at, is it profitable? Whatever it is I want to do. And profitable in the sense that I'm starting small. So maybe I may not import from China or wherever, Korea. I'm looking at maybe local. So I'm going to buy from the person who has imported from China. So maybe because I am buying that way, it may not be profitable. However, your competition is very profitable because they're buying from China. They're importing themselves. You know, they're buying bulk. They're bringing in containers. You two, you are going to buy one small bucket. Maybe, for instance, me, I'm just going to buy a small bucket of soap. You're buying a small. So that way, if it may not be profitable necessarily to you because of how you're going to buy it. So then you have to look at, okay, yes, it's a profitable venture, but how I'm going to start? Would I make money? Because of how, that's why I'm using myself for instance. These people are buying, they are getting things that their raw materials is very cheap. So they can afford to produce at a very cheap price, which that's what Ghanaian market wants, things that are cheap. And they want quality as well. So you have to ask yourself that, okay, is it profitable? And then when we come to profitable, what I also want to talk about is how to cost it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so how do you know how to cost it? And how would you actually know that if I get 5 cedis out of per unit,
yes, because
is that profit enough?
That's what I'm saying, that you have to know how to cost. Because in my area, which is the production, what I realized that most people don't know how to cost it. They produce the thing, and then they'll say, okay, let's I do a gallon of liquid soap. And you say, oh, liquid soap, they said 20 cedis, that will be a ton a gallon. So you produce and just say, oh, it's 20 cedis, so you're going to sell your 20 cedis. Do you know how much they bought their raw materials for? So you have to be able to cost that, okay, so I'm using 5 cedis worth of this. This comes out to be 10 cedis. So maybe the gallon of liquid soap that I am producing is actually 21 cedis. So you can't go and sell in the market at 20 cedis because the competition or somebody is selling. So if you can't cost it, then you don't know whether you are making profit or not. So you realize that you start, and then somewhere along the line you decide, Charlie, I didn't see, oh yeah, maybe I may know my boca, but then you have to be asking yourself, are you costing it? Because that's what people don't know how to do most of the time. Because you have to be able to cost, even if I produce a 60 ml soap, I should be able to cost that 60 ml soap and say that if I produce this bottle, it's 2 cedis, it's 3 cedis, and not assume that, oh, wait, they pay 2 cedis. Don't assume, because maybe it's not. Because if you assume it's 2 and it's 3 and you're going to sell at 2.5, you're making a loss.
You're making a loss.
Exactly. So that's one thing that you have to look at, even with the service people, or you know, like maybe your chairs and things you buy, the phone calls, the sheets you are buying. So everything has to be costed, so that at the end of the day, you know that whatever price that you come out with, you are making margins on it. Otherwise, you fall short. And you have to incorporate everything. If you are small, maybe you can get some accountant or somebody to help you. But most importantly, they can help you with your information that you give out. And tell you that maybe you need to add this. Let's add labor. Let's add electricity. Let's add your rent. Let's add all of these things. So that's also very important for me, because if everything is okay and you're not costing properly, you're running at a loss.
That's a loss.
Okay. So that's it for number 4. Wouldn't it be? Okay, so number 5, which is very, very important and dear to my heart, is patience.
Okay.
Yes, you need patience to wait, because like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Exactly. So if you want to start a business, yes, you may look at it sometimes. You may be lucky, depending on what you're producing. For instance, like, oh, you've been able to reduce your cost. So maybe you're making like maybe 200-300% if you are able to sell it. But who's going to buy it? And don't forget that what people also, what I always tell people when people want to come and take my stuff and sell, is like, oh, I'll put it on social media. Oh, I'll just put it on my WhatsApp status. And no, it doesn't how it sells. It takes time.
So some of them feel that once they put it up there,
yeah,
it means
they think
that
that oh, you put it on social media or you put it on your WhatsApp status and that's it. I'm like, no, that one is just a reminder, just to remind people that you still do this. And what I always tell people is that, one, for instance, even me, I did the soap business before, but let's say I was into banking and then I started soap fresh. So I left banking, or I'm doing it on the side. Everybody knows me as a banker. Nobody knows me as a lady who makes soap or sells soap, right? So if I decide today that I want to go into soap business or producing soap,
from the industry that you used to be in.
Yes, now I'm leaving banking and I'm going into soap manufacturing. Everybody who knows me, or at least 70% of the people that I know me as a banker. They don't know me as somebody who sells soap. So it means that you have to give yourself time for people to identify you as the person who now sells soap. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And don't forget, you're small. So you can't go and advertise on a billboard. You can't come to ETV and say, oh, ETV, I have this advert play for me. You know, you even have, FDA has to even approve this advert. Do you understand? So you need a lot of patience, because trust me, even the big people, they need patience. Because if, for instance, my father is Adokofo and he's funding everything for me, no, but everybody still knows me as a banker.
As a banker, yes.
Right. So I have to put myself out there for people to identify me as the person who sells soap. So how are you doing this? One, you need some very serious marketing skills, because you don't have the money to do serious advertising. So most of the advertising is you. It's social media. Social media is a reminder. People will see. Every now and then you get somebody past a comment and you know that, oh, they have seen.
They've seen it.
So you just continue putting yourself out there. Go to people. And because you're solo, start with family, start with friends. And as for freebies, depending on what you are doing, you have to give a lot of freebies for people to try. For me, for instance, my soap, I gave out.
Wow.
Oh, so the soap was nice. Do you still have more? Oh, the soap you did, it was nice. Oh, the thing that you gave me, Charlie, I didn't know if I found it. Aha. So then they are beginning to start identifying.
So from the trials, they begin to convert to sales.
Exactly. So then even some will buy a few. And don't also forget that, don't think that because, oh, let's say I'm starting a family and friends. Oh, it's my sister, so she will like it. No, it may surprise you that, because I do shea butter. And my mother, she doesn't like shea butter.
Okay.
I mean, it's not something that they use. They say that they react to it.
Aha.
So just because I am doing it, it doesn't mean my mom is going to buy it, or members of my family should buy it, or all my friends should buy it. You know, people, especially when it comes to creams, oh, me I'm a stradada. So you have to work hard to identify yourself with what you are selling. And don't also forget that if it's rubbish, it's not going to fly.
No, Mankasa, I identify, Pa, because when I looked at your face and saw how your color and everything was looking like, I said, okay, really essentially, oh yeah, Jumapa.
So that's one thing that I always tell people, that you need to be patient. You will not see money. Maybe give yourself, maybe I always say, you know what, give it like 2 years. Unless you're selling electricity where everybody needs. Even down and crowd, there's competition, because now there's so many vendors. Do you understand? So you have to give yourself time. You need that patience. That, Charlie, and yes, because if you think that, oh, everybody needs it, like, I mean, soap, who doesn't need soap? No, but it's not easy to sell it, because everybody has soap. Do you understand? So you need a lot of patience. You need to relax. That, Charlie, as for the return there, chain kakra. Because whatever you are getting now, you need to buy more raw materials. Maybe you need other materials. You need to buy a certain machine. So the money you're going to get in the beginning, you're just going to put all back. And that's when you're not careful. What I did is, when I get any money, I immediately buy everything that I need before I start looking at the house. Because if you're not careful, you start using everything for the house. Because now you're not working. And all your money is what you're getting. It's probably not enough. So you have to be very careful how you're managing the small that you're getting. Know where it goes. So that at least I know that when they call me for soap there, everything is ready.
Wow, fantastic. So we'll go for another commercial break. Please, I hope you're writing down everything she's saying if you want to be somebody who is starting up a business. I am learning, and I think that I really need to ask myself these questions truly, and be honest with myself. So do stay tuned after this commercial. And you're welcome back to the show. So now that you have an understanding of what kind of question you need to ask yourself before you start that business, we want to transition to another aspect. Sometimes you don't really have the money to be able to start that business idea that you've always wanted to have. So you feel like, okay, let me invite a friend or a family member to partner with me for me to be able to get this idea to see the light of day. We would want to ask her what her opinion is about having to invite partners. Is it okay for you to just do your own thing, jeje, easily and, rise from there? Or if you want to get a partner to help you rise, how easy could this be, or what should we really be looking out for? So, yeah, Enima.
Yes. Okay, so talking about partnership and investment. Okay, so before I get there, if you want to start a business, and it's just small, I'm a idea kakra. If you ask me, I think that it's best if you start with maybe small funding from family. Because first of all, you're testing the market. So it's not prudent to go take a loan, because I don't even know how much money I'm going to make or how this thing is going to fly. So if it's possible, because it's not everybody who has that, if it's possible when you have family and friends who can help you. Because me, for instance, most of my capital in the beginning came from a little that I had from the bank, and then most of them came from my family. My mother helped, my brothers helped. So I had that kind of funding so that I don't go and commit to any loan with some exorbitant interest rates, right? However, if you don't have that option, or maybe you started a business and you're looking for partnership. In the beginning, I don't know, unless you have friends who can follow and start. However, if you're looking for investor or partnership, then it means that this business has to be like, attractive. I've started something and it's an attractive business, so it's you know, somebody wants to come and partner, buy into it or something like that. So what you also want to look at is, once you've started the business, one most important thing that maybe the experts will tell you is your books. It's very important. What did you sell today? Because you yourself should be able to figure out that, okay, I'm making money. But however, I mean, you're not an expert. Unless you're an expert and you can do your own books, try and figure out a structure for your books. Because if I think that ETV Ghana is doing so well, yeah, I mean, it may look as though, but probably you come and look at their books and like, Charlie, they're making losses in Kwan. Because that's the only way somebody knows how well you're doing. Do you understand? Or maybe the business it looks like everybody's buying, but you are not organizing your books well. They can look at that. But I think that for me, you should look at your books in terms of accounting to be able to know what you've sold and how much you're making and that kind of thing. Because that's how somebody comes and says, oh, okay, even in, you know, in this small area, this is how much she's able to do. So if you can help her get up there, you know, she'll do more. So you should make the business attractive, and I think that by that you should really concentrate on your books, because that's how anybody will, what they will look at. If you want a loan from the bank, that's what they look at. They look at your books to see how well you're doing, right? So secondly, I think that if anybody wants to invest, you should make sure that at least in terms of your vision or what exactly you are, where you want to take the business, these are people who have share the same vision with you, and they understand where you're going, and not somebody who's just coming in. Maybe they have the money before you know you are not even a secretary. You don't even know what you are in the business, and then they've taken over
the business.
Exactly. So you need somebody that you know that you can trust, and then I don't know if you need lawyers or people to come in to make sure that these things are properly structured, so that when it comes to sharing dividend and stuff, we don't have any issues. So your vision should be in line with whoever wants to come and invest or partner. That's one. Then 3, I think that you also be looking at what kind of partnership or investment are you looking at? Do you want somebody who to come and buy shares so that they're a shareholder, and then maybe depending on how much money they put in, you are no longer the CEO, you're probably just going to be general manager or lower? Or is this some angel investor who come in, maybe they'll give you like a long-term funding, give you time to pay so that you can grow the business? Or are you looking at somebody to come in, maybe somebody can just come in, they're going to help you with marketing? Because I'm not necessarily a marketing person, I can produce, but marketing is a problem. So somebody wants to come in, they'll put some money in, but they are going to put more money to marketing.
Okay, so if I get you right, from what you're trying to say, it means that if you're introducing someone else to become a partner, this person needs to really come and add value.
Exactly.
So it's not because we are friends, we
No.
we gel, or we are sisters, or we are siblings, we are family members. So we understand ourselves. So we need to be able to do business together.
Because when it comes to money issues, if you're not careful, you even fight with your mother.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it's a very sensitive area. And then when somebody is coming, I mean, everybody thinks that, you know what, I'm the one who's doing the marketing. So without me, this product is not selling. And you know what, I'm the one producing it. So if I don't produce it, what do you sell? But then we have to look at figures. Okay, yes, you are the one producing it, but you were producing only 100 gallons a week. When I came in, I put money in, now you're producing 1,000 a week. Okay. So what is your worth? Am I supposed to give you your 100, or am I supposed to take my 800? Do you understand? So you have to make sure, that's what I'm saying, that it's not about it's my mother or it's my brother or my sister. But you have to try that, you know, looking at where it's going or my vision, I know that, in the next 10 years, it's a household name. So I don't want a case where I know that, and if you are somebody who's good with numbers or people can help you, okay, so based on what you are doing now, if you continue this way, if you go this way, you're probably going to maybe making 100% of what you're making now in 5 years. You're looking at making 200%. So you know the numbers based on what's coming in. So you have to be sure. And if the person is there, not necessarily because they are also looking at a product that will sell and they also want to be attached to it. They're just looking at the money. And then, they'll just end up demanding. Everything has to do with dividend. Maybe sometimes the dividend come, but it has to go back. And they don't understand that. So I think it's somebody that you really trust, not necessarily because it's my mother or it's my father. And me, I don't mind, even if it's my mother. And we have to get a lawyer to structure it. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Get someone to structure it,
yes,
so
get
everybody
somebody
understands
to
what their rules
exactly
are. To avoid emotions.
Exactly.
Well, we keep going for commercial breaks, right? But this is the last one we're going to be going for. And when we return, we'll get to discuss the challenges that a lot of business startups go through. We know funding is one of them, but there are other ones as well that sometimes you may not really think will be coming up. We're going to look at it. And COVID also came in. Maybe your business also had some kind of challenges because of COVID. There are opportunities out there to help people who maybe experience some kind of losses, who lost their businesses and whatever it is. As we have our conversations, I want to believe that it's going to encourage you to pick yourself back up again and get back to that business, all right? So do stay tuned right after this break. And you're welcome back from the final break of the African Women's Voices show. Whenever I get to this point, I always like to give a shout out to all of you who are watching us right now on Facebook. I really acknowledge your presence. Hello. I see you sending in your waves from all across the world. Thank you so much. I see the wave from United Kingdom. I see from Brazil. I see from Australia. I see from Japan. I also see waves coming from China. I see from Bangkok. I see from Malaysia. Thank you all so much for joining in to watch. I see from the United States of America. Thank you. Now, coming down to Africa, I see our waves coming from Ghana. Yeah. I see from Togo, from Nigeria, from Burkina Faso. I also see from, what country is this? Oh, okay. You say Ouagadougou is what you've written here. Okay, thank you very much. That's Burkina Faso. I also see from Senegal. I see a wave from Ivory Coast. Thank you so much for joining. I see from Egypt as well and from Casablanca. You've all tuned in to watch African Women's Voices, and we are so grateful. So let me look at our comments, what people are saying. I see Maxwell Jan. He says, please tell her we need a distributor in Central Region. Maxwell, she's going to get back to you on this conversation, okay? And then I also see a comment from Rachel Amadou. She says, thanks for hosting Green Essentials. And I see from Naomi Kwaku, she says, oh, wow, I use her products and they are very, very good. Nice to see her on the show. And I see Hannah Apinteng. She says, my dear sister, I'm watching you live. God's favor be on you. And I see Amaya Boa. Green Essentials is indeed the best. I can testify. Well, you don't even need to testify. I can see it working really on her. So it's so obvious that it really works. And if she says it's all natural, it's likely to be all natural, because you see all the ingredients that she's using and how it's having effect on people. So you need to visit her social media pages or her handles, which is going to give at the end of the show. So let's get back to the part where we talked about how COVID had hit people and the challenges that people who want to start businesses usually face.
Okay. So, okay, let's just go to COVID. So COVID was a big problem, challenge and stuff like, but let's look at it this way. You probably started a business. It's like it was very slow. Nothing is happening. But what I can just tell you is that it will happen one day, somehow. Because me, for instance, when COVID happened, let me just say COVID was like the saving grace. Okay. Because whatever I was producing was what COVID needed. So
yeah, exactly. We needed the soaps and oh and my God, yes.
They needed sanitizers. So I'm just sitting there, you know, business as usual, nothing really happening. It's very slow, trying to market. And then boom, COVID hits. And COVID was like everybody's problem. But then that was like my business is saving grace. So you never know when, you know, that boom is going to happen. You just have to keep doing it one day at a time. Okay. So yes, you may go through challenges, but you have to just strive, and then one day, God willing, you know,
It
the
could just come
boom will
through for
happen.
you. So
Yes,
the funding
exactly.
challenges that people usually have, I mean, that one cuts across. Even those who have money in their businesses still,
Exactly.
you know, have challenges of
Yeah,
funding.
so I mean, yeah, that's one challenge, exactly, which is funding. But then again, like for me, I think that before you start, like, oh, there's funding here, there's funding there, you really want to tread cautiously. Because until you really know that, yes, what I'm taking, I can give back, you want to be very careful with funding. But that is one of the biggest challenges, funding. Because, for instance, although COVID hit and COVID was good, seriously, I couldn't meet the demand, and mostly because it was because of funding.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Yeah, so funding is very, very important, and I think is one of the biggest challenges. However, I think that when it comes to funding, you also have to be very careful what you just think that, oh, there's something available here, oh, this person is giving money, so let me go and take some. No. Sometimes even waste too much time following the money when you could have just done with your small now, you'd have probably gotten something out of it.
Okay.
Or better still, if you get a deal and you think somebody can help, and this one is a done deal, ask a family member or somebody you think has, show them this is the deal, it's done. So if you can give me the money, I produce, and you're getting your money right back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is also a possibility. And then for me, another problem also is once you start, sometimes it's just you. You are everybody in a business.
Mm-hmm. You're the secretary,
Yeah,
you're
everybody.
the financial
Yeah,
secretary.
everybody. But yes, it's a challenge. But then also, what it gives you an insight of exactly what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. And then when somebody comes in, as you're going on, it's tiring, but you're building a structure, doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, okay, I'm not the accountant, but this is what I'm doing for my accounting. I'm doing my marketing myself. So I know that when I go out there, these are the possible things I'm likely to face. So if you hire somebody and then they come and complain, like, yeah, this is normal. I've done it myself. And you're supposed to expect this. So when people come and they come with certain complaints, there are some you can relate to, and some you know when they're just making excuses because you've done it, because it's just you. Then also, finally, when you build small and you get people, then, you know, there's a challenge of employees. Some of them may be not too fit for the job, but maybe you can't pay somebody who has a degree. So you have to just make do with this person. And you come with all the challenges, you know, do this, they can't, sometimes, you know, they can't do it. And then, okay, should I just pay somebody more? Should I pay less? What's going to happen? Then, for me, I think marketing. Marketing is huge. Marketing is expensive. Because what I do, for instance, I'm dealing with gallons of soap. So imagine that you're doing my business, you don't have a car. How are you transporting?
How are you
It's all adding to
transporting
your
it?
cost. And sometimes you have to look at the market price. You can't say that, hey, me, when I take the car, it's charging so much, so I'm going to do a gallon of soap for 100 cedis because, no. So you have, that is also another problem. How you're going to move and how you're going to sell your product. I think for me, that was like one of the biggest challenges is marketing the product. They ask for the rejection, they're plenty. You go, we already have soap, we buy some, it's too expensive, we don't want it. Sometimes you have to travel all the way, maybe you buy fuel, you go all the way, or you're far, you're going to a brie, you come back, you sold 30 cedis, you didn't sell anything, but you just have to keep going and keep going. So yeah, these are the challenges. Then also you have competition. Because don't forget that whatever you are doing, competition is doing is maybe better because of what they can do. Sometimes even yours is better, but they can sell it for cheaper. And then nobody knows you. So you have to talk, and get people, try and even getting people to even just try. Sometimes it's a problem. So marketing is also one of the challenges that I personally face. Right, so maybe we can put it there and go to the next one.
Okay. So, I mean, we're almost close to the time for us to finish.
Right,
We've got very small, limited time, but we want to, like, encourage people. So from these challenges, what could they do, you know, to, like, solve some of the challenges? So maybe I may say that from what you said right now, in terms of the marketing, there are opportunities where sometimes some companies or some brands come out and say, oh, we are organizing a fair for business startups. You know, and maybe they are charging something small for a stand and all of that. It means that we need to be able to look out for such things, right? To be able to at least expose ourselves, since we don't have enough funds to be advertising on radio and TV yet. Okay.
Yes, so that is also one avenue. You need to do a lot of fairs. And even the fair sometimes is not easy because maybe you have to transport all your things there, you have to go. But then again, like you're saying, sometimes it's a cheaper way of advertising. And some of the fairs, you go and it's a hit. Others, you go maybe the whole week.
People don't
You
show
sell
up.
like 150 cedis for the whole week. And you're going every day, you have to buy food. Maybe somebody has to man the stand for you, or you have to be there yourself. You're lifting, you're picking, you talk. So seriously, there's no easy way, if I should put it that way. There's
So
no
that's why
easy
we need
way.
the patience that you talked about.
Yes, so you need a lot of patience. There's no easy way. Do you understand? Because even sometimes, what I keep telling people is that even those people who give you the negative backlash, seminar where they're born, Papa. Oh, Charlie. But you see, it's like, oh, I mean, why would you say that? But then what you just do is that, okay, maybe this smell is not what people like. Let me just change it. And you change it, and the next thing you know, everybody is buying that one. But if you have just said, oh, this woman was just too negative, people have different preferences. So you should listen. As much as you listen to the positive to encourage yourself, listen to the negative also to encourage yourself. You need to take it one day at a time. And then if there's a problem, you need to identify what your problems are, what's causing all the problems, and what are the consequences of the problems that you're having. So if maybe it's staffing, okay, so maybe the people I'm sending, maybe they are not too equipped for the corporate world. So maybe that's where my problem is. Maybe it's a machine, maybe the way I'm producing. Maybe I have to look at, like I'm saying, somebody says this soap smells. So maybe I have to change the fragrance. Maybe I have to do this. So you also have to identify what the problems really are. And it may be peculiar, different, because everybody has a different business. So maybe what's maybe a problem in my company may not necessarily be your problem. So you have to identify it. Is it in relation to production? Is it in relation to my marketing? Where is
Or
the
even
problem?
to customer service, because a lot of times
Exactly.
customer service is the challenge.
Exactly.
You've got the product, but your service is horrible.
Exactly.
Wow.
So you need to identify all of that. Then you know that, okay, this is how I'm going to work on whatever problem that I have.
Thank you very much for joining us. I would have loved us to continue this conversation, but we need to go to the next program that is coming up. That's Late Night Celebrity Show with Foster Romanos. However, we're going to let her just give out her social media handles so that you continue the conversation with her. And Maxwell Jan, she definitely will reach out to you, okay, about Central Region. So please, let's have your social media handles.
Right. So please shout out to my Ebugis. I beg you. If I don't do this shout out, they'll kill me.
Okay.
Thank you to all my staff. Jennifer, Ajua, Mary, Kofi, all of them. And my family, they've been very phenomenal in this journey. So if you want to reach out to me, social media is Green Essentials. Let Nature Pamper You. Add Let Nature Pamper You. That's on Facebook.
Okay.
Or you can just come to my name on Facebook is Ya Inimamisa Jampu. On Instagram is the same, Green Essentials. Then my phone number 0244 736932.
Thank you. So do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.